Hi there, this is Joe from ShopTo and I'm joined by Dan.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. Now, this is a game that was out before, so what the Director's Cut is just some improvements over the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 versions. So what do you think of it then, Dan?
Well, so the Director's Cut seems to pertain to quite a few new improvements. Not having played the original, I can't really compare them so much, but there seems to be a lot more voice work, a lot more actors involved with the whole game, and a few new tweaks to the actual gameplay itself. What Wasteland 2 is it's another kind of turn-based shooter. I think it's the best way to describe it. What you are is a group of rangers after the apocalypse has happened and war has broken out and destroyed the Earth by the sound of it. You're a group of 4 rangers who are there to help other people and hopefully survive and keep a sort of some kind of peace at their home base, which is the Citadel. It's a mixture of holding on to inventory, lots of upgrading of characters, and slowly progressing through the world map, finding new places to venture to, and carrying out lots and lots of missions.
Sorry, it's a very top-down sort of game, isn't it? It's Diablo, is it? That's kind of
it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it looks like that from the top down. It doesn't play like Diablo in the slightest, mind you. Don't go down that route. This is very slow, methodical, tactical shooter. The graphics, I don't think they look good on the PlayStation 4. I think because it's a PC game originally, there are a lot of things that haven't been improved. Like when you're playing a PC game, you tend to sit a few feet away from the monitor. Yeah. Whereas you play a PlayStation 4, you tend to sit back from the screen. The dialogue on the screen is that small. I struggled to read it without leaning forward quite often, which is surprising for a game like this, especially on the PS4 with the high def visuals. Even for me, it's a struggle.
Yeah, I totally agree, because I did have a shot for it, sent it to you just to see what it was all about, and so I could capture some gameplay footage, and I couldn't even see what the writing on the screen was saying, and I don't know, I just don't think that's my sort of game anyway. It's a bit like, I prefer sort of visual splendour to sort of wee tiny men on the screen that you can see.
It's a different sort of game. It's not going to appeal to everyone, and I think there is a good appeal here for a lot of people that do like turn-based shooters. So you've got your group, the initial core group that you can, if you want to, you can go behind the scenes and really tinker around with all their stats. We've got like guys that could sniper rifle experts, then you've got the handguns, or you just got general melee people. You can move them around as a group or as individual characters to pick sort of places of cover when you're being attacked by, and I come across giant rabbits and frogs, as well as the usual mercenaries that are sort of rampaging through the lands. There's a lot of game of chance in that, where the game does really frustrated me, because one part is sort of okay, it's going for extreme realism almost. It's like, what would happen if the world collapsed on itself? You're using weapons that have probably been scavenged, so quite often you'll find your guns jam on you at the worst possible moment. For your team then to get wiped out by just a couple of giant toads, and that really does frustrate, because that's a game over, and that can I mean, a few times that wound me up. I'm not the patient of players when it comes to real-time strategy. And I think that did wear me down quite a bit. But I think players of PC games that want to see it on the bigger screen, or people that are interested, it's a good game. There is a good game in there. You just have to be ready for a very different sort of game that you're used to on consoles.
Yeah, I guess the thing about console, I would say, is it's a very sort of casual experience, and that you can just pick the game up and play for 5 minutes, so you can play for hours. Whereas with that sort of game, it's the sort of game you should probably play for hours, isn't it?
Yeah, and it really did need a better tutorial. With my first playthrough, I died within minutes because I went the wrong way. So that was quite a harsh sort of lesson. The second time around, just wandering around a bit more and talking to people, I found more people joined my group. And one of which was actually able just to go a bit rogue every now and then and help me out when it saw I was struggling, which was a good idea, but without any kind of hint or advice, I just stumbled on that. And I think the game, they could have just put a bit more effort for console players. With the control-wise, works really well. It can be a bit fidgety when you're trying to pick a specific tile, because when you're walking around, initially it's free moving, but once you have an encounter, it turns to a grid-based system, which a lot of these games have, and it can be a bit hard to pick a specific sort of area to walk to.
Yeah, I did notice.
On a house, you can just go wherever you want. Yeah,
I did notice that myself actually when I was having to go the combat, that the grid-based combat, and it did confuse me a bit because there was no real like you say, there was no real lesson how to do it, was there?
Dropped you right in, which sometimes it's okay. I think in the game like this, you really need a bit of help.
Yeah. Okay then. Right. Well, so that would recommend it though to people who kind of like that sort of game by the sounds of things.
Oh, definitely. Real-time strategy players really going to enjoy it. People that are maybe thinking, oh, it's a bit like Fallout maybe or something, I don't think you're going to get that same kind of feel from that.
No, definitely not. No, it's not really Fallout-y at all, is it? Okay, we'll out there. Don't forget that you can order Wasteland 2 Director's Cut from ShopTo, and please remember to like and subscribe to our videos. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.